The homeless teen who created Louis Vuitton. No one would have imagined that this billion-dollar idea was developed by a homeless boy. Louis Vuitton's journey started in 1821, but it wasn't as luxurious as his brand or as people might have assumed. Louis Vuitton was born on August 4, 1821, in Anqui, France, in a poor family where his father was a farmer and his mother was a hat maker. But in 1835, something happened that made the teenage boy take a bold step and change the world. Louis spent most of his childhood on farms taking care of the livestock, but sadly, at the age of 10, his mother passed away. His father then remarried, and unfortunately, the stepmother was wicked and would torture the little boy. Unable to take it anymore, the teenage boy ran away, not knowing that one day he would go a long way. Louis Vuitton was homeless and struggled on the streets of Paris and worked odd jobs with artisans and craftsmen to survive. Although the money he received from the jobs was hardly enough to help him survive, Vuitton gained valuable skills in how to work with metal, stone, fabrics, and wood. Thanks to all the strange jobs he did, Vuitton knew the importance of a strong work ethic and determination long before he established his brand. One day, the luggage maker, Monsieur Maréchal, hired the adolescent man and taught him to create durable containers. Soon Louis became quite popular among the clients of the luggage maker, which became a turning point in his life. The farmer's boy ended up becoming the personal box maker of the Empress of France, Eugénie de Montijo, the wife of Emperor Napoleon III. She provided a gateway for Vuitton to a class of elite and royal clientele who would seek his services for the duration of his life. The year 1854 was full of change and transformation for Vuitton. It was in that year that Vuitton met a 17-year-old beauty named Clemence Émilie Perrault and married her. After a while, Louis left Monsieur Maréchal and opened his first shop, specializing in box making and packing. At that time, the traditional luggage boxes were made from leather, and they had a round top. Vuitton introduced his unique canvas boxes that contained a flat top and a tumbler lock to prevent theft. After his invention, the box became a must-have item among people, and then the ideas kept flowing and grabbing the eyes of the considered fashion capital. Around 1867, Vuitton decided to expand his business itinerary by introducing more modern handbags. This invention was received well by women, and the demand for Vuitton's handbags rose massively by the day. The business was booming, and Vuitton received personal orders not only from French royalty but also from Ismail Pasha, the Khedive of Egypt. However, a disaster stroke almost shattered his dream of becoming a fashion legend. Unfortunately, the Franco-Prussian battle erupted in France, and the married man had to close down his shop. He took his family and moved to a cramped shelter amongst other refugees. When the siege finally ended, Vuitton returned to Asnières to find the village in ruins, his staff dispersed, his equipment stolen and his shop destroyed. But he wasn't going to give up easily, so Louis used his last savings to rebuild his business again. Within months, the man had established his business and created a striped pattern on his luggage boxes. This new design was loved by many people as it was more modern and enabled people to stand out. In 1885, Vuitton opened a shop in London, the world's richest city, financial center, and capital of the British Empire, for his products. Thus, Vuitton's business was now starting to operate on an international level, including more royals, American millionaires and explorers. As Louis was getting older, he asked his son, Georges, to join the company and help him. Finally, at the age of 72, Vuitton passed away, and his son took over the business. Georges carried his father's legacy and even created a floral pattern LV monogram to honor his father's memory. When he attended the World Fair in Chicago, he met John Wanamaker, who established the concept of department stores and price tags. Georges then partnered with the U.S. Postmaster General, John Wanamaker, who started selling Louis Vuitton products in his New York department store. Reportedly, by the 1930s, Vuitton had created a distribution network all across America. As the business was soaring, the unfortunate happened, and Georges Vuitton passed away in 1936. Gaston, the third generation of Vuitton, had a rocky start since World War II had begun, shutting down the factories and stores worldwide. Gaston passed the business to his sons, who later on asked their sister's husband, Henri Racquemire, to take over. In 6 years, LV went retail, and the sales increased from $20 million to $260 million. By 1987, LV had reached $1 billion in sales by opening stores everywhere in the world. Racquemire merged the company with brands such as Moet Hennessy and created the LVMH brand. They also merged with Givenchy, Berluti, and Guerlain. Bernard Arnault was appointed as Racquemire's ally and is currently the CEO since 1989. Over the years, as sales plummeted, the brand collaborated with artists such as Vivienne Westwood and Manolo Blahnik to create the 100th anniversary editions, which finally gave LV momentum. The company has had steady growth since and stepped into the line of watches, clothing, and sunglasses. The brand went from being unimpressive to becoming the leading fashion company globally. It all goes back to Louis Vuitton, who survived on the street as a homeless boy with the idea of bringing a change for his future generations.